Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Zelda Speedruns' continuing coverage of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament. We have our first Swiss Round 5 matchup here tonight between traiLZ 420 and Victor Santafe. Nightcrawler on comms with me tonight. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well today. Getting my vacation started.
Nice. So before we start, I want to point out a little something special we got up here. What's that thing on top of Victor's stream there, Nightcrawler?
You know, it might be hard to discern at first, but with the bigger picture, it's pretty easy to see. It's actually a MIDI keyboard that's plugged into his computer, and his hands are on that instead of a controller.
And so he put up a keyboard cam so we can see him play on the keyboard. So with that, gonna get this one started, and I will hand over the reins. Here we go.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, traiLZ is one of the top Zelda 2 randomizer players right now. Victor Santafe has been improving steadily as well. I definitely think traiLZ has the advantage in this race, but with Zelda 2 randomizer, anything can happen, especially when it comes to like GP and the glove location and the like. You know, if the glove is in, say, like P5 and Victor decides to dig it and it takes traiLZ a while to get back there, then who knows? I mean, that could be enough of an advantage for Victor to take the win. Oh, and I did say that his hands were on the keyboard, but they're not quite yet. But you can see one of his hands kind of beside it. These guys also have a little change to the flags going on here. They're going to be using the full GP instead of the short GP that we've been using so far. And there's going to be sprite shuffle or sprite palette shuffle so that a lot of the things are different. Sprite palette shuffle isn't normally used in flags because it can lead to invisible items in caves, but since they have the candle starting out in Swiss, that should be fine. They both agree to this flag set, and you can already see right here the torches are quite different than normal in terms of their color. So that's just a taste of what you're going to see with the sprite palette shuffle. All right, so they enter what could be Parappa Cave. It probably is Parappa Cave. And they both enter the far end of Saria. Yeah, sorry. All right, and see, now you see the extra difficulty that Sprite Shuffle adds. Upon seeing these enemies, you're not really sure what they are. This teal Daira, it could have been anything, but I mean, it could have been any kind of Daira, but it was either the orange or the yellow one. Sorry, orange or red. That teal Keese, Ache, is one of the red ones. So I'm guessing in this area of the map, teal is equal to red, basically. And we found a very sick-looking kid. Which is strange because his family in the town is probably going to have a normal palette set. So, you know, maybe he was adopted or something, or maybe he's just sick. Duma sits on the heart. All right, we've got a good hint right there. That's one of the... that is the only out-of-town hint location. And there are a maximum of 4 hints that are going to be in the game. Or rather, there are 4 hints in the game. And that is considered to be one of the useless hints. By the game logic, at least. It's certainly not useless to these racers, because it tells them they don't need to search for the item in Palace 5. Which is one of the more difficult palaces to check in the game. Actually, it's the most difficult palace to check the item locations in the game. But because of the item that it's giving a hint to, the heart container, that's considered one of the sort of worthless items by the randomizer. So the other 3 hints that are going to be in the game will be for items like the glove or the cross, even though that's really pretty worthless too. Sick Kid, is this a Link to the Past? Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly like a Link to the Past. This is precisely a Link to the Past. They're gonna get the bug net. It's gonna be great. They're gonna get Pegasus boots, and then they're gonna be doing stuff. So So P-Bag Cave just had a P-Bag, a 500-point P-Bag. It's not an item that's going to get them excited, but early on in the game, P-Bags make a bigger impact than later on. Because, if you get them very late in the game, it could be that P-Bag just goes to waste because that's not enough to level you up and you have to up an A first. But in the beginning, you're pretty much guaranteed to get any level that you want out of that P-Bag. And in addition to that, you are using those levels for longer. So there you go. Alright, so traiLZ is checking the Medicine Cave, and Victor has found the town of Rauru. It's just north of that forced encounter on the path. Yeah, boots would be nice. Oh, take this. Take the spiky boots and kick the lead. Well, spiky bots is actually a little bit more Zelda 2-ish, so you might as well keep that. Looks like traiLZ took a game over. He's probably not warmed up yet. I like these new Mobies though, the crow-looking things. Teal is the way. Alright, so we have Shield, and gosh, what was that seriously Shield at 104 at Magic 3? What is that? Even at Magic 1 in Vanilla, it's castable, I think. Yeah, maybe I didn't see that right. Oh god, we have the glove in Medicine Cave. Okay. Yeah, we're in Nega Hyrule now, apparently. Or Nega Hyrule is invading. Hey Buzz, what's up? Alright, so we have a boulder block, although with the glove in hand, the probability of needing the hammer to get items from item caves is decreasing. And Victor Santafe has found another palace, and so has traiLZ. traiLZ has found either P3 or P6. We can't tell until they go inside. And that's toward the coast on the southern part of Western Hyrule. And Victor Santafe has found Palace 4, which is a palace that you don't need the glove to complete, but you do need the Reflect spell. And it looks here like traiLZ has found Parappa Cave. Now he's taken this pass through because he knows he may or may not have seen the other end of it. Okay, he has. But it takes him closer to where he needed to be. He'd already checked out everything in that area, so you might as well just take it and see where it goes. Looks like we don't need the Bagulet or anything to cross from one side of Western Hyrule to the other. Yep. The keyboard cam is right up there above his experience. It's a little small, but I mean, he didn't want to cover anything essential, I suppose. And traiLZ is just taking levels as he finds them. I'm not a big fan of high health myself, but hey, there you go. Go east to find the trophy, and now Victor Santafe is taking a note. He stopped moving for that. Meanwhile, traiLZ is going to be heading up into the northern area of Western that Victor just is pretty much finishing up with. Hopefully he heads to the southern portion of Western Hyrule and gets his glove. I mean, he kind of has to. They don't have the raft yet, so... Now, we haven't seen the item that they're going to be getting to enter the palaces yet. It could be either the fairy spell, or it could be the key, and they have... The logic places those things so that they don't have to enter palaces to get them. And it's possible that they're both available, and it's possible that they could have a way of going out of game logic to find the solution. Meanwhile, Victor Santafe is checking Death Mountain. This looks like a large entrance to Death Mountain, which is both good and bad. Bad because, obviously he's going to be spending more time on this, but the more entrances that are easily accessible, the easier it is going to be to, or the more likely it is that the Hammer Cave is just going to be right here. And look how big this is. And he's found it, Hammer Cave. Could be an important item here. We'll have to wait and see. It's certainly not the glove, which is, of course, the most important item. Other than the raft, obviously. Oh, traiLZ got the raft? Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm just refreshing. There was some buffering issue on my side. That might have been why I didn't notice with the sprite palette change. Oh gosh, dang it, I missed it, didn't I? It's taking a while for it to load back up. Alright, so Victor Santafe is still in Hammer Cave. Yeah, unfortunately I'm getting a lot of buffering, so it's a little hard for me. Hopefully this fixes itself soon. Is it boots? Okay, yeah, it was boots. That's a great item to find in Death Mountain. And it looks like the buffering is... Nope, not done yet. Yeah, Life 4 plus Shield is invincibility. Yeah, pretty much. You don't really need a whole lot of life levels to be pretty tough. Okay, I see what was going on with the buffering. There we go, all better. Alright, Victor's going to be picking up his glove here. And that's definitely a big relief for him. With the glove and with the boots, he's pretty good to go. Well, he doesn't have the glove yet, but it'll be pretty soon. There we go. Can't actually leave. Now, Victor can't actually leave Western Hyrule until he gets the raft. So it's not like he can miss it exactly, but he can check in the wrong places. Since he's already checked Death Mountain, though, he should have a pretty easy time finding anything he wants here. The boots do improve your ability to navigate the overworld quite substantially, and also go avoiding encounters, which of course saves time. So the fact that Victor Santafe has the boots, and traiLZ is probably not going to be checking Death Mountain since traiLZ has the glove already and the raft. Victor might actually have a little bit of an advantage here, especially if the boots end up being required somewhere on Eastern. And that can happen. It can happen that there's a required area past some cove that you walk along the shore. It can happen that palaces can be hidden behind, or towns can be hidden behind rivers, and neither of these guys have picked up their fairy or reflect or thunder spells yet. Well, never mind. There's thunder. traiLZ gets it. All right, that's a good Saria spell to be picking up. Could we get traiLZ Thunder marked down? Cool. Alright, and that's a grass tile just south of Victor Santafe, so he should be picking up his raft right now. Easy peasy. And there's Spectral Rock. We have seen a hammer-blocked item in Death Mountain so far. I'm a little surprised that traiLZ is searching Death Mountain, actually. He's got what he needs to move on. This isn't his normal move. But I suppose, just like Victor, he figures that it's open, so let's go for it. An unfortunate death for Victor. These guys are still looking for a spell to go through palaces, or the magic key to help them go through palaces. That might be what traiLZ is looking for right now. Although, you know, truth be told, it could very easily be on the east. There's nothing stopping that, and Victor is going to be picking up his Thunder spell soon. It's a good thing that the other end of Saria isn't blocked in some weird valley somewhere. That would make Bagu's Letter required, which can take a little while to dig out. Alright, traiLZ still checking for the Hammer Cave. He hasn't gone in the right direction yet. So at least Victor Santafe's got that going for it. Sorry, what was the question, Eternal Newbie? Oh, there he is. He's found the Hammer Cave. Meanwhile, Victor is heading to the east. And he's going to be able to... well, I'm a little surprised he didn't try to walk across the cove there. It looks like it's closed off, but it might not be. Oh wow, look at how Thunder is making things so much easier for traiLZ than it was for Victor Santafe. I'm a little surprised. Well, I'm impressed that Victor made it through all those enemies. Oh yeah, that is confusing. He did see the Spectral Rock after all. Alright, an up and A from traiLZ gets him out of the Death Mountain pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Victor's found pretty much all of the towns in Eastern Hyrule already. You got like Town City going on over here. And he decides to head into Darunia first, which is a bit surprising because did he pick up the child? I didn't get a chance to see. Yeah, he must have, and I know traiLZ has it. It was pretty easy to get. So he'll be turning in his child for a spell. Yeah, he got child. We can see right there. This spell will strengthen his shield. That's excellent news for him. That's one of the required spells in this game. So he has Thunder, and he has Reflect. Technically, Fairy's not a required spell. Swiss rounds, Druggle Druggle SP. That's like the pools, basically. So you play through those, and if you have 2 wins or more, then you get to proceed to the actual brackets, which is where people get eliminated for losing 2 rounds. But everyone's playing these first 5. Yeah. So if you have 1-1 or whatever, you'll get matched up against other people with 1-1. Unless you're me, then you'll always get matched up against people with a higher record than you somehow. Yeah, I think it's a common expression. Alright, I don't think I'm going to be able to see what spell Victor got in New Kasuto. Or the items, unfortunately. And take a look, the boots, the boot area at the beginning of the continent did actually have a little secret area for trails to dip into. Okay, there's a P-bag. Jump is a great spell to have. They can get up stab and down stab now. Actually, if I were Victor, I would probably up an A out of New Kasuto and go get my down stab, because it's just going to make everything so much easier. And it's not like getting back here is going to be difficult at all. But the longer he goes without down stab, the slower he's going to be going. Down stab ability does improve your ability to go through the game without getting hit and avoiding enemies considerably. Oh, nice. Yellow Lizalfos. It's one of the red ones, recolored into yellow. Alright, I guess Victor felt a little bit inconfident about his levels in Eastern. I don't blame him. He just had like 333 or something. So he went into that Swamp Encounter. The Swamp Encounter in Eastern can't possibly have an important item. It will always have a P-bag or a red jar or a life. But picking up that P-bag that was there is certainly going to help out. I did see a desert tile, but I couldn't see what it was. And here's another potential desert tile. The one that Victor just found has a P-bag life or some other minor item. Looks like it was a P-bag. It is going to be picking up attack 4. That's definitely great. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, still actually get that buffering, unfortunately. I thought it stopped, but... Yeah, trophies one. Excuse me. Trophy is one of the better items that he could have gotten at this point in the game, because fairy's still certainly a nice thing to find, and they don't have that yet. Yeah, the trophy's the little angel guys. Alright, so I think traiLZ, I see him trying the clip into upstab. It's certainly faster, but it's a hard clip to get. You basically just barely make it onto the roof. At this point, it might be better just to go around the long way. It's not that much of a loss in time. And he is. This is the intended route. Alright, I'm trying something for the buffering real quick. What can you do against not being tired enough for sleep? Play Zelda 2, obviously. All right, so we got Victor in. I can't really. Okay, he's in Palace 2 or 5. I believe this is going to be Palace 5 right here. It's an unusual choice of Palace to jump into first. But, hey, nice. Pick up that magic level, use jump, and pick up that key. That's a good choice right there. Palace 5 is one of the more difficult ones, for sure. Oh, wow, look at how much damage that fire did, but he did manage to survive. Yeah, this is definitely P5. And it looks like he does not have... Oh gosh, don't take that hit, buddy. You can't take it. He doesn't have Fairy or the magic key yet. This is a huge gamble, especially since he knows the required item is not in P5. He knows it's a heart container. And Trail spots P5 in Maze Island and decides to nope out. A wise decision. Honestly, you don't need to be doing this yet. One thing about changing the sprite color is that it tends to bug out the life and magic bars. Like, it makes the last bar of the life and magic bars like a different color, and sometimes it can look like they're completely empty. I don't really understand why that bug happens. It's really hard to tell how much magic and life they have. Alright, there's Boss Guma. That's really the only thing he could have come in here for. I don't think he's going to go back in for the heart container. Even playing with a keyboard, he doesn't need that heart. So, oh god, that was a game over? Oh no. He went the right way and everything, so he's going to jump right on back in there and try to beat Boss Guma. That extra heart would be really helpful, but you know, this is such a big palace, and there's so many keys that can be acquired, and he doesn't have Fairy or the magic key. The fact that he found Boss Guma in and of itself is a little bit of a miracle. And he picked up those kills, which protected him, which is nice. Hope he does barely have enough for casting Shield against Boss Guma now. If he makes it back there without losing any more magic, and hopefully without losing any more life, he should be okay. Yeah, unfortunately takes a bop from the Dripper there. So that probably means the first hit from Boss Guma is going to KO him, maybe two. Yeah, he is. Oh gosh, yeah, he's having a hard time avoid the enemies. I think that's the effect of playing with a MIDI keyboard. Meanwhile, traiLZ is picking up his P bag from the desert tile. Nice to have. Nice to have. This color of Boss Guma makes him look kind of like a caveman. Oh wow, Victor. That's good. He might be able to take one bop from Boss Guma at this amount of hearts. Oh, I like his oh, okay. Oh, and we can see that the flute is going to be required later on, so there's still one required item that they don't have. Unfortunately for Victor, none of the other spells that he has is really going to help him out. He doesn't have life, and jump, really, I've seen people do Boss Guma with jump, but it's kind of... I think it's more of a hindrance than it helps, personally. And I think Victor feels the same way, as we can tell. Okay, so one bop took him down to 2 heart containers. Hopefully it's just over 2. I think it is because of the palette swap thing. So he should be able to take one more bop safely. I'm hoping. And he's gone to the safe strats. And safe strats, that's what they're called, but I don't know how much safer they actually are. Probably for Victor right now they are safer because he isn't taking any bops right now. And traiLZ is trying Valley of Death, which is pretty cool. Oh, Victor's so close. No! Victor, no! Oh man, there's just like 2 or 3 more hits. And fortunately for traiLZ, because they are, I guess they decided to switch up the encounters. They did the encounter shuffle flag as well. I didn't realize that. He actually is getting swamp encounters when he's doing his encounter skips instead of lava encounters. So that's a big help. Victor's going to have to do a little bit better than this against Boskuma. He's only got 2 bars of health down, but he's... Oh gosh, he's on his last hit right now. I think he's probably going to game over, and he's probably going to leave Maze Island after this. Which is unfortunate, because he did so well fighting Boskuma the first time. Oh yeah, that's a game over right there. And traiLZ at the Wilson wall. How did he get here? What the heck? How did he get that encounter? Alright, well, he found P1. I didn't think you could... What was that about? He got a Wilson wall for his forced encounter. I don't think that normally happens. Dig, shake, what's going on? That's supposed to be a road encounter. So traiLZ is going to be checking Palace 1 for its items because it's the easiest item to find, and he knows right now that he does need the flute. Yeah, for real. It's randomizing things that aren't even flags right now. I don't know what to say about that. traiLZ is heading left because he wants to get that item. Or not. He changed his mind. Oh, he's getting the fairy first. The next room over is the item room, so that's definitely good. They still haven't found the magic key or anything, though. And that's a heart in P1 as well. We know that the item in P5 is a heart. I bet... Oh, man. And Victor's trying jump strats. This is something that... I don't know. Yeah. It seemed like he was uncomfortable with it to begin with. And did he cast shield the first time? Because I don't think he had the same amount of hit points when he died as before. That is unusual, because he could have cast both very easily. He's doing well so far. Half health down on Boskuma. Oh no, no. Come on, Victor. You got a little... He was... The amount of aggressiveness was fine. Oh no, he's trying the jump strats. Switching horses midstream. It looks like he just needs 1 or 2 more hits. There he goes. Alright, there's the kill. He did take 2 game overs here. But it's not as bad as it sounds, because he never has to come back to Maze Island, whereas traiLZ does, so... And he got very lucky finding the location of Boskuma, but it was the meta route. And traiLZ is going to take the meta route when he gets here, so there's that. But he did it at very low levels, and he's picking up a new magic level as his prize from placing the gem. He currently does have higher levels than traiLZ. Huh. I don't think he's found the items in Maze Island yet, or maybe I was buffering when that happened. But he doesn't yet know that flute is required. Fortunately for him, flute actually is not there. So he's going to have to find flute somewhere. Yeah, magic jars are nice, especially if the flute is hidden in New Kasuto. Did anyone see if Victor and traiLZ picked up the magic container required item in New Kasuto? Because if so, then it's okay that he missed it. Not comfortable, but okay. Oh, Lemon Kitsune is saying it was a magic potion, not a magic container. Alright, well, magic jars are garbage then. All right, and that's a gem for trails, but of course Victor's gem placed is a bit more difficult. Now Trail's going to be walking back to this Death Mountain, and again he gets the Wilson encounter. I have no idea how he's doing this, and frankly, I don't know. I would rather have the Wilson encounter than these swamp encounters, but I guess with as much health as he has, it doesn't matter. Alright, and now traiLZ is heading to one of the other palaces. Sorry, Victor. I've just been thrown off a little bit here. And it's P3 or P6. Now, he doesn't know this, but it's actually a... Okay, he happened to get his lives back. But he doesn't realize this. But it's actually a decent idea to start that P3 or P6. Not necessarily a great idea, but it's, I'd say it has like a 50-50 chance of being worthwhile, because we haven't seen... Oh, no, wait, never mind. They have the glove. They're pretty good. They could definitely use downstab before they try it, though. Which, again, is sort of a reason why they should have gone back to get it. It is in vanilla required, or by the vanilla logic, it's required for P3. But there are things you can do to get past the upstab, downstab block. It looks like there's a pairings video. Huh. That was from a while ago, I think. Oh, 5th round reveal, okay. It's from today. Alright, now they are going to need to find this flute here. Victor's certainly acquitting himself pretty well so far. Oh, he did? Awesome. Go ahead and mark that. There we go. Yeah, with the flute, Victor's pretty much in go mode. He would certainly like to have fairy. Well, he would love to have fairy. Oh, nice. Efficient use there. He could have thundered that Lizalfos, but he knows that he's not going to be leveling up before he gets to the next point of interest. So he cast jump to just skip that. It is possible to skip it without jump, but it's a little difficult. Yeah, you could say they need fairy or magic key now, but Victor managed to get through P5 without fairy or magic key, and that's one of the more key intensive palaces. So, yeah, I'm gonna still say they're gonna want to get that, unless he has a surplus. If he's got like 2 keys right now, then maybe he's not gonna do it. But let's see what the Naburu spell is. Oh, okay, there it is. There's fairy. All right. Well, he's in go mode pretty much. Yeah, he's in go mode. Otherwise known as full dig shake. You know, if I were him, I might go get my downstab, but he's right by a palace, so he should give that a shot. I think he should give all the palaces that he can on Eastern a shot. So I'm very happy with how Victor's doing so far. The only thing that could make me happier is if traiLZ was using a DDR pad or something. Ooh, traiLZ turns in the trophy, gets fire. It's not jump. Oh, it's shield, isn't it? No, it's not shield. Not jump, not shield. Not fairy. No, that's his normal color. Oh. His normal color is just kind of shieldish looking. So it could be thunder or spell. If it's thunder, it could be life, yeah. If it's thunder, that's huge, because he can just, like, wizard, like Harry Potter his way all through this. He's probably going to test it out now. but he doesn't. It's life. Okay. So it's definitely a nice spell to have. It's not game-changing, though. Thunder would have been game-changing. Although, you know, if I were Victor, I might want life more, since he only has 4 health bars and 5 magic containers. Well, I guess at 5 magic containers he doesn't have that much magic to spare. He's going to be casting Fairy in all these dungeons. So hopefully Victor picks up some more magic or another life. Or maybe a spell that leads to the life spell. Sorry, a spell item that leads to the life spell. But that would be kind of a waste of time to pick that up, so... Yeah, go for it, Victor. I believe in you. Heart of the cards, baby. Did I like, combine Buddy and Baby to, like, Bay? Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Alright, so right now Victor is hoping to find keys on his way through, so he doesn't have to cast Fairy as much. There's one right there. You see it? That's a key in the wild. He's just gonna grab it with his down stab and be on his way. Oh, wow. Those Doom Knockers look really cool in orange. Oh, he didn't get the experience, so... Yeah, if you don't get the experience when an enemy dies, if you go off screen before then they actually don't die in the game. Some people don't die when they're killed. Oh no, there's another death on Victor's side. If he had magic left, he could have cast... Oh, what did he cast right there? Jump? Oh no. Oh no, Victor. Why? Oh. There is one of these statues in a room like this that you can get Red Jar from. So he's hoping to rectify his mistake right there. Running a little low on life. I would not blame him for taking the next life level instead of skipping to get something else. And these blue Iron Knuckles, these teal Iron Knuckles rather. Oh, hope it's not a game over. Okay, not quite yet. These teal Iron Knuckles look scarier than they are because the blue Iron Knuckles are very similar looking to them. And yeah, you don't want to mess with them. But the red ones, or the magenta ones, are now the blue ones. So if I were Victor, I'd just head down into the... Oh no. He cast shield. Oh, I'm not liking this. Oh well, he made it without getting hit, I think. Alright. He's in P3. So this is one of the shorter palaces, and he could... Oh, no, no! Alright, well, nice. That magenta one was not a blue one. That's the confusion of Sprite Palette Shuffle. I could have sworn that was a blue Iron Knuckle. But I guess the way it was rushing at him, it couldn't be. Oh no. He's got to make his way past... Don't cast shield. Don't cast shield. Because he knows he needs Fairy to actually get in the door. Alright. Hopefully he can find the perfect pixel. There is a pixel that you can get. Well, that's not the perfect pixel, but it's alright. Okay, he gets the Medicine of Life. Probably not what he wanted. But he got the item, and P3 is one of the palaces where it's more tempting to look for the item. So he's going to head in a different direction this time, and hopefully not take as much damage on the way through. Oh yeah. Thought for a second to cast something, but okay, there's the Flute and traiLZ inventory, so traiLZ is pretty much good to go too. He's going to be picking up his fairy spell pretty soon. Mew, any races later? Yeah, we have 2 races later. My Discord sounds are on. Okay. I'm not hearing it right now. Oh no, I am hearing it, never mind. Are you guys hearing it? Okay, shoot. Let me try to turn that off. Oh, apparently it was Cubs rule. Okay. Not me! Yay! I love it when things aren't my fault. Oh man, it makes me so nervous to see Victor walking around with so little magic. Go get that key. Go get that key, Victor. He's not gonna do it. Oh, they don't have extra keys turned on in this flag set. They did change more than they said then. Victor picking up. I might have gotten that key. Didn't look too hard to find, but I guess, yeah, it actually is probably better just to up an A because every time you up an Ace, he's going to get his magic back, so. Yeah, when he said D&D, yeah, that's what I thought first too. Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know there was a Dungeons and Dragons mode. Yeah, unfortunately, Victor is losing a lot of time in these palaces. I think traiLZ is going to get his lead back. I mean, frankly, you know, Victor's doing a great job with his MIDI keyboard, but I think it is cutting into his ability to do combat. Uh, 17, that's pretty good. Our Q game live, but the enemy actually crit, so they're going first. Sorry, buddy. Yep, Victor Santafe is using a MIDI keyboard. That's right. I'm serious. I mean, he doesn't have to. He's got a controller. He's got his keyboard, but I mean his other keyboard. But he's just decided to start doing that because it's certainly something that impresses everyone. I kind of wish traiLZ had to use foot pedals for his buttons or something else like that. Oh god, traiLZ! Ah, that was great. What about playing this touchscreen? Sure, yeah. Play it with Windows touchscreen or whatever it is. Play it on Windows 10 with touchscreen. Yes, medieval keyboard. Okay, yeah. So Victor has found himself back to the room where I was saying he should go down before, so that he wouldn't necessarily have to go through that door or face the other Iron Knuckle. It seems like this is the correct route, so he just unfortunately just chose poorly the first time. It's just a matter of chance, really. And yeah, Victor seems a little upset because this is a very short palace and he knows that he's taken far too long to do it. Alright, he got in the perfect position to do the downstab trick on Rebanak. Normally downstab doesn't work on Blue Iron Knuckles or the Rebanak, but if you have him in the corner, for some reason it does. So you line up when the Rebanak's going to be approaching, with your back foot right up to the right side of the number by your life, and that will cause Rebanak to overshoot you just enough to stay on screen. On a flat screen in VR? Sure, why not? All right. Now, on Trail's side, he just faced off against Helmet Head. It seemed like Helmet Head was down a lot of hit points, but if he's on the Eastern, that would make sense because the game judges the HP that a boss has based on what continent they're on. So the fact that you're finding him in the East could mean that the game's like, oh, he only has 10 hit points or whatever, so we're going to give him this... We're going to judge his life as being very far down. Although I don't actually think that's what happened this time. I think he's actually in the West right now. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess he was just really sick. His HP rounded down a lot. Or rolled down a lot. I would rather play Zelda 2 in VR than Breath of the Wild. I mean... Yeah. Just because I don't want half of the Switch's handheld resolution for each eye for VR. That sounds miserable. Alright, traiLZ is now on P3. Oh, TVR? I mean, you know, totally if it wasn't on the Switch. I wouldn't want to do any VR on the Switch. That's me personally, but... Oh wow, those teal Iron Knuckles are pretty strong against Attack 4. I've got the first gen Oculus, and I think I'm going to wait and skip this next generation so that I can get the third generation. On an off-brand Player 2 controller? Well, I mean, if it's plugged into Player 2, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, let's get Helmet Head marked on Trail's side, and let's get Ribonak marked on Victor Santafe's side. That's the second boss for traiLZ, and the third boss for Victor. Here we go. Although, traiLZ is probably going to encounter the Ribonak soon, too. Okay, oh, I can mark them now. Sweet. Alright, here's Victor at the P4 boss, P2 boss. Took a quick death, but he has plenty of lives left, and I don't see him dying ever again to this boss. Looks like Victor has all the spells except for fire and whatever Mito has. I guess life. Yeah, he doesn't have life in any way, shape, or form, but he has all the other spells right now. He does have the medicine to pick up the life spell from Mito. Alright. Now traiLZ is going to be facing off against Ribonak. So, fortunately for Victor Santafe, he's gotten sort of back in the groove of doing combat on this MIDI keyboard. So that P2 is pretty quick, that's good to see. Looks like traiLZ does not have downstab yet, so he's having to do Ribonak in this slightly harder way, but I don't see any possible way for him to lose with Fire Life. Yeah, this is just too easy for traiLZ right now. So, what's up with Fire Life, for those who haven't seen it before? Fire is a pretty useless skill. It's a pretty useless spell, rather, in Zelda 2, especially considering, you know, Zelda 2 Randomizer and everything. So they link it with another spell, so that if you cast one, you cast the other. Now, Fire gets pretty cheap once you're up past, like, Magic 4 or 5, so whatever it's linked to can be a really cheap casting cost spell. And so Fire Life is a pretty good one to have, because you can pretty much just take whatever and just keep casting. I don't think Victor is going to be able to get Fire Life, which is a little unfortunate, but he might turn in the medicine to get life. traiLZ, meanwhile, is in the town that Victor might be heading toward, and he's going to be getting his downstab here. Now, a somewhat recent discovery in Zelda 2, I mean in the last like 3 years or so, is that you can get into the upstab and downstab houses with fairy instead of with jump. Okay, traiLZ. traiLZ must have been marking something on his tracker at that time, and just rubbed his face against the wall. Yep, Victor does not have Trophy, that's right. But he does have the item for the spell that Trophy is linked to, which is not quite as good, but it's still better than not having life. But if he can do this without getting the life spell at all, then he might actually be able to beat traiLZ. traiLZ still has to go back to Maze Island and beat that. That's something that Victor Santafe did the first time around. Now, if Victor Santafe didn't game over to Boss Guma twice, I'd say that Victor Santafe would be in the lead right now. Unfortunately, yeah, combat is not the easiest thing with the controller he's using. Alright, Victor is continuing to make his way through this palace. I think it's P6. No, it's P4. Yeah, it's definitely P4. Meanwhile, traiLZ up in A's and goes back to the Western continent. Has traiLZ already checked to the right? It's a little unusual not to check right first. It could be the boss right here. It's the item room. Oh, no, it's not. My bad. But he has another right with no locked door, so that's definitely good. And he has another chance at a right by taking it down. So even with all the extra dead ends in Palace 4 compared to a lot of the other palaces, I feel like Victor's pretty close. But he doesn't have enough magic to get through that door. And he has nothing to kill him very quickly, so he's going to try this up elevator. He's going to go up into the right, and if he doesn't find the boss, then he's going to have to find something to kill him. Oh, he looped somewhere. This might actually be a good opportunity for him to up an A. Or maybe he... Oh yeah, he's going to up an A. Why? Well, okay, maybe not. A blue iron knuckle with a keyboard. What's up, Tricot Rancho? Yes, indeed. We've got a Zelda 2 randomizer race. Okay. Yeah, I thought that might have been a bot. Thanks for taking care of that. That really wasn't making sense. Looks like he just pulled the name of a video or something and used that. Yeah. did seem a little strange. I don't know. I didn't know who he was talking to when he said you, or what it was talking to. Oh no, Victor! You missed one of the exits. All right, but this could be Karok right here. I don't know what the point of these bots are. Oh no, this is another dead end. Is Victor going to have to up an A and do that fall again and you know, actually hold right? Oh no. This is... Yeah, he's just going to cast... Or not. He's not going to cast Fairy. Never mind. Alright, so he's gonna up an A. He's probably gonna head back left again and take one of the other exits from the drop. Fairy's getting pretty cheap for them though. If he pulls another Magicitator, I think he can cast it 4 times. I think now he can cast it 3. So that's not so bad. Victor could also cast Fairy from here and go up and over the chasm, but I don't think he's going to do that right now. He's going to hold right, give this a shot, and if not, maybe up an A then and try left of the chasm. Meanwhile, traiLZ has found a really cool little road. Oh no, that's a dead end too. Yeah, so he could try left from the bottom of the hole, but left from the chasm seems like it's a way to go. Meanwhile, traiLZ is entering the same palace. Let's see where traiLZ goes. Yeah, he's going to start with meta. Yeah, I was saying, I kind of wish that to make things even, traiLZ is playing on a DDR pad. It's possible. You could also play this on like a Guitar Hero guitar. Oh no, a miserable turn of events for Victor. It turns out Victor picked the last possible wrong route, and so he's basically going to be full clearing this dungeon. So that is a big loss of time right there, unfortunately. And I guess with his keyboard, he's not confident in dealing with those iron knuckles on the collapsing bridge, but this could be Karok right here. Oh. Well, you might as well take a death, I suppose, if you're going to be fighting Karok soon. You need magic. Yeah, they got Power Glove pretty early on. Alright, so Victor did find Karok. It wasn't quite the last thing in the palace, but it was close. So it's entirely possible that traiLZ is going to finish this in a much better time than he did. Oh, that Power Glove. Oh, that one's so bad. I thought you were talking about the Power Glove in the game. Yeah, I think Victor just recopied the camera in OBS and put it up somewhere new and cropped it. So it's just the camera being displayed twice. Alright, so Victor is doing well so far, but he is gradually losing some of his lead. He's going to have to find P1, which was in Valley of Death. That's no big deal. Well, it's no big deal to find. It might be a big deal for him, but He has successfully fairy feeded through a lot of encounters, so that's probably pretty good. But I don't think they've done P6 yet. I don't remember exactly where P6 was. But let's see P1 from Victor. Hopefully he finishes it really fast. It might be nice for him to actually pick up the item there, just so he has a little bit of a buffer for his health. I don't think he knows quite how to get to where P1 is. Alright, and that's Life 7 for traiLZ. Oof, I hate Life 7. I hate Life 8. Sorry for the little bit of noise. I apologize for that. Oh yeah, Victor doesn't know where Valley of Death is. Meanwhile, traiLZ is probably going back to Maze Island. Hopefully traiLZ takes the wrong route, because I do want to see Victor maintain his very slim lead right now and get into a GP at least around the same time as traiLZ. What palace did traiLZ just complete? That must have been P4, yeah. Because traiLZ and Victor were in the same palace. Alright, now traiLZ is in P5. This is one of the longest palaces in the game, but as we saw from Victor Santafe, it's actually an extremely easy palace to get through this time with the randomizer. And I don't think traiLZ is going to game over 3 times or twice. Alright, we got the... Never mind on that. That palace is eye color. Yeah, those colors are not so great. Alright, so Victor Santafe is in P6. We see the Rebo fight right here. Hopefully, if Victor goes through this pretty quickly, we could see him... oh, wow. Oh, wow. Nice keyboard Rebo fight. Love it. Meanwhile, traiLZ is kind of destroying Boss Guma. Not quite as good as his last fight in this randomizer, but still pretty good. He's taken a bit of a bop, but he has fairy life. Sorry, fire life. So, yeah. Boss Guma didn't really have much of a chance. And this is going to be the main gains in terms of speed that traiLZ is making on what was Victor Santafe's lead. I do believe traiLZ just retook the lead right now. And it kind of looks like Victor's stream is frozen. What happened? Looks like the stream went down. Yeah. Yeah, it's not just frozen, it straight up went down. Whew. All right, well, traiLZ is now in P6 as well. Oh, he got kicked from IRC? Oh, man, he must have gone offline completely. Yikes. We might have to have a rematch at some point in the week, or traiLZ might just get it, because you are supposed to have your whole stream recorded in some fashion. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's possible that he was recording locally, but I know a lot of racers don't. I don't. Oh, I think his internet is coming back up. I see him fiddling with things.
He's the fairy.
And his normal Zelda 2 stream is not up, so I think he actually had a power outage. Otherwise, yikes. Oh no, if you had a power outage, that's pretty much the game. Shoot.
Oof, I deserve that.
I'm not in RSC, so I can't see what he's saying. Oh yeah, it's flickering because his video is actually playing and replaying and playing and replaying. Or sorry, it's like looping a second or two of video. Either that, or he's got the Night of the Roxbury kind of head bob thing going on. Because on his full cam, it shows him doing something like that. Yeah. Well, that's what I think. I haven't got a confirmation on that, Dragon. Oh, but you do know personally. It says Victor is back in RSC. What's the word, Norinato?
Yeah, he's back in IRC. He hasn't said anything. I guess he's restarting? I don't know.
Yeah, there's no chance that he can catch up.
Yeah.
Cross product, traiLZ doesn't need your cheers. He's one of the best racers. Give Victor your cheers.
Yeah, traiLZ has about a 75-minute lead at the moment. I think he's okay. Oh god, Jope got kicked out of IRC. That's not good.
How did that happen?
I don't know. That's a bigger issue.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep you guys updated. It looks like this is going to be at best a rematch. Otherwise, traiLZ is just going to take the win. But traiLZ is going to keep on playing, probably, because he's not looking at any text from anyone right now, most likely.
I'm sure traiLZ isn't looking at IRC. I mean, I think I feel comfortable in saying he was ahead and was probably going to win, but knowing him, he'll probably be fine with a rematch.
Yeah, traiLZ sure loves playing Z2R, so he'd do a rematch just for that, probably.
He'd do the salty run back as soon as we're done with this one.
Did Nightcrawler get kicked from IRC? No, I didn't join the IRC chat before the race. And you can't join it after, I don't think. Well, I guess you probably can.
Yeah.
If you're doing like, if we're doing like a normal IRC, but I go through a program. Live split. I go through a live split.
Yeah, his cam, you can still see it's flickering. He's having some issues over there.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Well, traiLZ is heading to GP, so I'll just commentate on his little journey here.
Yeah.
And maybe since Victor might be getting a rematch, he might play with the controller next time and do a little bit better. Because honestly, he had a chance against traiLZ in this race.
He was up for a while.
Yeah, he was. It was just his game overs really that put him behind, and kind of poor combat. And I can chalk all that up to just playing with a MIDI keyboard.
Victor's already posted what happened in IRC. If traiLZ was reading IRC, he would have seen it already. So he either already knows or he's just not paying attention.
Right. Probably not paying attention. A lot of randomizer players don't pay attention to even their Twitch chats, just in case someone accidentally spoils something. But I guess if someone does spoil something, it's pretty much ruined anyway. But you get the idea. It's also not very easy to take your eye off Zelda 2 randomizer, except for like when you're picking up spells in towns or something. And he's not going into towns anymore. I guess he'll have a few moments in GP.
And as we said, this is the long GP, the regular size.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see a palace here. Is that the fabled GP?
You know, I asked the two runners before the match, and I never really got an answer. What's the regular version of GP? What's the time difference between that and the smaller one? On average.
Well, average, I would guess like 5 or 10 minutes. You know, it could be 0 minutes, or it could be, if you end up having a full clear, I could see it being 15. So I'd say 5 to 10, probably. Just because, you know, when you start throwing the loops into the mix and all that sort of stuff, having more rooms becomes more of a pain. Oh yeah, Z2R is awesome. That's what I saw from Lemon Kitsune. Z2R players are the best Zelda players ever. That's what I interpret that as. It's, yeah, I guess if it's 3 or 4 minutes on average. If it's 3 or 4 minutes on average, I would say it probably adds another 2 or 3 minutes in. And yeah, sometimes GP can take a long time to get through with. Where the heck is GP? Was it,
Surprise, GP is in low rule. They're in the wrong game.
Oh, shit.
They really changed up the flags on this one.
God, I wish there was something like that. That was such a good game. Link Between Worlds. Good job, Nintendo. So is there a painting somewhere in Zelda 2 that they could use?
Or just some crystals.
Yeah.
My guess is Victor's just screwing around until traiLZ finishes, and then he'll probably forfeit. And...
Oh, did he? Okay, I'll restart my.
No, I don't know.
Because...
No, he's still playing. I don't know if he's planning on finishing the seed, but.
Oh yeah, what I mean is, it was just him doing the head bop and the flickering camera that whole time. I thought he was still offline.
Oh yeah, no, he came up about 5-10 minutes ago.
Well, gotta love that never say die attitude, right? Where the heck is GP? Okay, there.
I don't know if you saw his file names and he came back, but it's why I saved.
Ouch.
Oh, of course, we needed the flute for GP.
Yeah, we knew we needed it for something. Guess it had to be for GP. And there's the birds for Victor. Getting that back on. Well, on the bright side, if you start counting from when Victor Santafe starts the race, he's probably going to get a better time than traiLZ.
Yeah. Well, when you have 5 palaces worth of information.
Yeah, that does happen, doesn't it? Oh, traiLZ almost took a nice little lava bath, but not quite this time. What kind of Foca is this? Hard to tell. I guess the red ones. Alright, no sign of Thunderbird yet.
He could be here a while.
Sure could. Well, there's the L7 drop room from the other side. Not the side that he wants to see for sure. Nothing you can do there unless you're Unos and you know how to do the bubble skip. But then again, if you do that and you skip Thunderbird on accident, you gotta up an A and start that over, because that's one of the few rules we play with. You cannot skip Thunderbird in this flag set. Of course, you also can't use like any kind of mapping or other program like that either. But you can use almost any techniques from within the game to finish the race. Just if you use that one, you got to make sure that you're actually fighting Thunderbird in this flag set. Oh, almost dead, but not quite. Yeah, I would say that, traiLZ has like a 60% chance of victory at this point. What do you think? Okay,
Yeah,
too soon.
What do you think? Like 4 or 5 game overs on Thunderbird?
Yeah,
Maybe?
well, if it's deep, if it's really deep and he gets like 6 game overs, yeah, Charles could catch up. Sorry, Victor could catch up.
I think it's kind of funny that even after an hour, Victor was still on 4 hard containers. He never found another one.
Yep. And there's the glove for Victor. Sorry, I had a chance of attack 9, but instead I just went 888.
Yeah, that match here is a couple of rounds ago was pretty crazy with the P bags.
It was pretty fun. Somehow, I've ended up with like in 2 of my races, I've ended up with people with higher placement than me or higher scores than me. So I've got to face off against Schmitty this time. He's got 2 wins already.
I do remember one of those seeds I rolled. Somebody got a magic 9, but no attack 9.
Oh yeah, that was mine too.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
That was a fun match. You don't get to see that very often.
It's like literally every enemy was dropping a 500 P bag.
It was delicious. All right, Victor, pick up the spell. Now these bullets in Trail's side, normally there's only horizontal bullets in the game, but apparently there was programming for vertical bullets as well. It just was a deactivated feature. It wasn't used anywhere. And so Big Shake decided to activate that feature. And apparently if you have both vertical and horizontal bullets in the same screen, it also spawns diagonal bullets. Although the diagonal bullets seem to have a little bit of a hard time hitting the player. They certainly can, but their hitboxes, it's harder to hit than it seems at first. And there's the right side of the left side of the L7 drop room again. So Charles is just going to up an A to get his resources back because he knows that is pretty close to start. He's probably going to take the first left he comes across. Oh, there's programming for it specifically? That wouldn't surprise me. I've gotten things like that wrong before. Nice block from Trails after coming down from that jump in the fun room. He could have gotten pushed off into the lava, but did not. Well, that's one up and A from Trails. You know, we just need a bunch more of those.
Ah, the good old days of video games where Japanese devs didn't think American gamers could handle hard video games.
You say that, but we got the harder version of the game. that diagonal and vertical bolt was deep. Wasn't in either version of the game. I don't think.
I mean, I always go back to Final Fantasy V versus Final Fantasy Adventure. And that was literally the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and you know there was a whole Zelda, Super Mario Brothers 2 thing where they didn't give us that one because they thought that
Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, but you know they do like that game in Japan, and since they can't reprint the original Doki Doki Panic anymore because of copyright issues, they now release that game as Super Mario Brothers USA, which is what we had. So the only way to play the original Doki Doki Panic is if you have the original cart. Or, you know.
I just remember seeing it at GDQ last year.
Oh yeah, someone must have had the original cart then.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. All right, a lot of experience on Victor Santafe's side. Just a little bit more, and he can get another level. And you can see traiLZ just ignoring that P-bag, even though it'd be trivial to pick up, because he knows there's no way he's going to get 3,000 experience before he gets a Thunderbird, and he's confident with 667. I mean, 555 is generally considered, like, once you get decent at the randomizer, you're probably able to beat Thunderbird at 555, and since traiLZ is more than just decent, you could probably beat him at 444 or lower. So 667 is pretty good. We almost didn't get Burger Time because they thought it was too difficult for us. But are you talking about the Nintendo version, or are you talking about the arcade version? Because that was in arcades long before it was on the Nintendo, wasn't it? And, you know, despite all that stuff about Super Mario Bros. 2 and Final Fantasy Adventure and all that, this version of Zelda 2, the one that came out internationally, is harder and better than the Japanese one. So, you know, that's another reason to love this game. They had the resources, they had the time to make this game better, and they did. I wonder if Miyamoto's quotes about him being disappointed with how Zelda 2 came out, I wonder if that's just talking about the Japanese release, or if that includes the improved American release too. I guess I'll have to ask him the next time I talk to him. Oh, we got the upstab block on traiLZ side. It's not truly an upstab block, you know, just because he didn't really need to come back up through here. He downstabbed his way through here the first time, and it was just a dead end. But it was faster. Faster to come back up through an upstab block than to up an A. Mystic Quest Legend. Long title, but we'll see longer from Square Enix. Like Dragon Quest XI S, something something, Elusive Age, something something, Definitive Edition. That's a pretty long title. All right, that magic jar from the statue puts traiLZ basically at 100% resources as he continues through this long GP. You're going to be seeing more of long GP throughout the rest of the tournament, by the way. I don't know if it's in the early stages of the brackets, but I think at some point in the later stages of the brackets there will be long GP. The difference between long GP and the standard GP is long GP uses all the rooms, whereas standard GP takes out like 25% of the straight rooms that only have 2 exits. So even the short GP has the same number of decisions you have to make in terms of going up or down or whatever. It's just it's a longer journey through the palace with a long GP. Yeah, I was really glad when Dragon Quest came back over to the West with Dragon Quest VII that they didn't change the numbering like they did with Final Fantasy. Oh wow, Victor's keyboard is doing something else that's funky now. His camera kind of looks haunted because Victor is there playing the game in one frame. You guys can't see this, but he's there playing the game in one frame, and in the next one, he's just gone. So I'm wondering, maybe something happened to Victor. All right, so we have one of the fairy blocks in GP. Wow, that's perfect. You really can't do better at this than traiLZ just did. One of those blocks up there at the top, one of the breakable blocks, has a 50-50 chance at a red bird knight or a magic jar at the top. And you can get up there without jump spell and hit it. And of course, 50% of the time it's an enemy raining on your head, and the other 50% of the time it gets you your magic back. But it's actually a hard jump to make, even with the jump. Well, it's not super hard with the jump spell, but he did it without. And I find it to be a very difficult thing to do without spells. Yep, there's T-Bird. And instead of being blue when he's vulnerable, he's now magenta when he's vulnerable. T-Bird is bleeding out.
Looks like he rolled fairly low on health.
I think, yeah, that could be. I thought I saw the normal health, but I could be mistaken. Now, normally after such a long GP, after Thunderbird, you would expect to see Darklink pretty much right away, just because you've gone through so many rooms already. But with long GP, there's so many more rooms to be thrown in, that even if there aren't any more decisions, you can have room after room after room, just like you're seeing right now. So that's 3 rooms after Thunderbird, 4 and a decision, 5. So Darklink could be in this direction right now. This is one of the worst things about GP. When you come down these elevators and you've got like these bird knights or other enemies with projectiles, and they're just waiting for you to come off the elevator. These red bird knights are actually the blue ones. Oh wow. Cutting it pretty close, traiLZ. Dead. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like he was pretty close to killing that bird knight, and then he would have gone up and got his fairy from above. This time he's going to be casting jump and climbing his way up through here once he gets some space. It's just he didn't make the jump in just one jump like you can. And the first time he didn't have enough magic to cast jump. It's at 6 rooms after T-Bird, 2 decisions. So this is the second room where you can make a decision on which way to go. So right now we have, yeah, where is Darklink? Who knows? traiLZ is kind of hoping he finds a free life at some point, because none of the enemies are dropping free lives right now. Okay, here's one end, one rightward facing end to this little chain of rooms here. I think we're at 7 rooms after T-Bird. It's probably going to be Darklink right here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. traiLZ should have no problem defeating Darklink right now. And this is, of course, the best strategy for taking on Darklink for most players. Although I have seen some players defeat Darklink the man mode way a tiny bit faster. This is just so much safer. Because Darklink can ruin your day if you're not cheesing him out like this. And so get your GGs in chat. traiLZ has finished this seed with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 18 seconds. GG traiLZ. I'm sure traiLZ is going to come in for an interview.
Yeah, traiLZ is going to come in waiting to hear on Victor.
Oh, that is a strange looking Zelda. But you know what? Floral really does... I guess that's not floral. That's herbal, I guess. Green looks good on her. She should keep it.
They're negotiating about a rematch at the moment.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
GG, Victor.
Yeah, Victor was doing a good job until the event.
Oh, hope it didn't fry his mic.
Oh, Victor's in chat.
Yeah.
What's up, Victor?
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
And traiLZ as well.
Okay,
GG,
so
sir.
tell me, how were we before the crash?
Before the crash, you had a lead, and traiLZ
Wow.
was catching up. I think when you crashed, he had pretty much evened things out with you.
Okay, yeah, I was Palace 4 was horrible, Palace 3 was horrible. I don't know why I got lost in Palace 3.
Yeah.
And I game overed twice to Guma. So,
Yeah, Guma was kind of giving you the
playing
business
pretty
there.
badly.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about some stuff. Where was Great Palace and P1? I knew one of them was in BOD, but I didn't know if the other one was flute blocked or if it was out there. I couldn't find it.
It was food block.
It was
Yeah,
flute
P1 was in
blocked.
Valley of Death.
P1 in Valley of Death, and Palace and GP was boot blocked.
Yeah. Was GP boot blocked? I don't know, but you
Flute.
both had boots, I think.
Flute lock.
Oh, flute lock.
Maze Island was boot
Flute
blocked.
blocked. Okay.
Palace 5 was boot blocked. I think in the bottom section, I think was boot blocked because that cave, I think, was the only one that took you down. I got lost at the end. I couldn't find Palace 4, and then I couldn't find Great Palace at the end.
Oh, yeah,
Where
it did
was
take
Great
you a while to
Palace?
find Great Palace again.
I didn't find it. And I had the boots very early, but I couldn't find it.
You had to go through Dig Shake Desert.
Oh, wow. I
was
wouldn't
a
have
dig shake.
gone through that ever. I thought that was kind of like going nowhere. Wow.
No, there was a Dig Shake Desert by Maze Island that went west.
You mean the desert with the forced encounters? Is that what you...
Yeah, that's Dig Shake Desert.
Okay.
I'm willing to do a rematch, like a reschedule, and just call this one a.
I don't know, man. Let me think about it. I feel like I would have lost anyway. I was very lucky at the beginning, but I was fucking it up all the way till the track.
I will say, Victor, you won chat's heart with the keyboard.
Yeah.
So you certainly won on that front.
I mean, I'm willing to do the rematch, dude. I mean, it just means more race for me. So, I mean, it's up to you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Actually,
I would actually prefer.
Nightcrawler had a suggestion for you, traiLZ. Use a DDR pad next time against Victor.
Use a what pad?
Dance Dance Revolution to kind of even things up
Even
with.
Oh yeah, nah, no, thank you.
Playing with your
I think I'm gonna
feet is
pass
the
on
new
that
thing.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because one of the things that Victor did that saved a little bit of time for him was that he did P5 as soon as he found it in Maze Island. So he didn't have to go back there. But on the other hand, he did game over twice to bust Guma because he was still at very low levels.
Victor,
And
did you ever actually find another heart container?
No, I didn't. I knew there was one in P5, but I wasn't gonna go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I finished with only 5 hearts.
Wow. Where was the only one that you found?
I can't remember.
I was in P1.
Did you get the hint about the heart being in P5?
Yes, I was very happy to get that hint.
Oh yeah.
That was from that Brave Lady, right? At the beginning.
Yeah, I think so, and it meant that I didn't have to go in there digging for the item.
Yeah. That's
But,
one of the better hints you can get.
I really don't want to win like this, dude. I'd rather play again. And, when somebody's game crashes in the middle of a race, like, I don't care how far it was, like, I think we need a rematch. I don't think that's, I wouldn't feel right winning like this,
Yeah, let's do it then.
One question.
Alright.
One question I have for the two of you.
I agree to do it.
Not having watched,
So yeah, let's try
really-
to reschedule the thing.
not having really watched any Z2 Rando prior to this tournament. How do you approach the full-size Great Palace versus the shorter one? Is there any really change in strategy?
How do I
Or
Sorry, I missed the question. What did you say?
well, do you kind of approach Great Palace differently when it's full-size versus the shortened version?
Oh, guess he didn't want to answer. Hey, Trails, how
No,
about you
no.
answer?
No, I'll answer. I was waiting for Victor. Well, you get upstab, definitely. And I don't know, it's just the same thing. You just gotta mental map it out, because like it's very long. Obviously, I was in there for about 15 minutes. I hit that loop, and I don't know, that was kind of a rough one. But whatchamacallit, it's just you just gotta you approach it as if it were the short Great Palace, but you just gotta be more mindful of the paths that you've taken, and because there's a lot of rooms that are very identical to each other. There's like 4 or 5 of those theater rooms. There's 2 of those downstab Scott Bakula rooms. There's like 6 or 7 of those chicken and waffle rooms, and it's just, I think it's about 60 rooms. It might even be more than 60 rooms. And it's just really important to be able to remember where you were, because it does have a potential to loop. And I don't know. And then also to understand that Dark Link is after Thunderbird. So once you find Thunderbird, if you see a drop, maybe hesitate for a minute before taking it, because Dark Link, that drop could take you back to the beginning of the palace, and so. That's all. It's you approach it the exact same way that you would approach the short and Great Palace. However, you want to just kind of map it mentally in your mind. Try to remember where you've been and what rooms. Try to kill stuff too, if you can. That way, if you see a dead room, you can, know that you've been there before.
Anything to add to that, Victor?
Was that required?
I don't think it was, but it helped because there's a downstab room, and Trails went through that, and instead of up and egg, he was able to upstab back through there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nasty because I got teabagged by one of those bird knights on the way up. Those things did 2 hearts of damage at life.
7? Yeah.
I had that was what I had, right? Life 7.
Yeah, you guys had 7. I think Victor had 7 at some point. Or maybe I'm misremembering things too.
That was a very long Great Palace. You had to go left in the Trails room.
And yet we'll see more of those moving forward.
Yeah, only in the semis and the finals. I think that long GP should just be in the game, period. But it is like tonight. Like it can be pretty long, and I've seen like even worse. I don't know, but yeah, I'm a fan of the long Great Palace. It can be tricky sometimes. I've spent 30 minutes in Great Palace before.
Well, that sounds like a hearty recommendation.
I mean, it's fun. You're shortchanging yourself, In vanilla Zelda 2, Great Palace isn't short. I mean, it is because you know the pathway, but all the rooms are there. So, I mean, in a sense, you're kind of shortchanging yourself.
All right, so we got a rematch between you guys. Probably going to be set up pretty soon. You got the whole rest of the week for this, so I'm sure there'll be a nice time to slot you guys in again.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely don't want to win a race because somebody's game crashed. That's not, that's no way to win. And we're both in the brackets anyway, so it doesn't matter. But still, it's I don't want to go out like that,
Yeah, I'm only doing it because I know you love to race.
I mean, if you don't want to do it, that's cool. But you know, I think
No,
we
I want to
probably.
do it.
All right, cool.
I feel fun today. These flags, cool. Are good practice for the next stage.
Yeah, these flags were great. They were kind of like a mixture between finals and brackets because they had the brackets component with the large enemies. We had the candle because of the large enemies and the palette swap. And you can't see items in the with the palette swap on. Sometimes you might not be able to see the items in the dark caves. So we added the candle so because of that. And Long Great Palace is a component from the finals flag. So it was kind of like a Swiss brackets final hybrid. I think it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice little preview of
Probably
things to come.
The greatest hits flag.
Well, cool. We got another race going on right now, right? Is it still happening, or is it
There
already
is
in?
the Countess and Thirwolf. We were unable to restream it, but it should be going on right now. In about 90 minutes at 12:15 Eastern, we're gonna have Bud's Thunder versus Amazing Toaster. Excuse me. Match is also going to be using bracket flags. That said, we are still looking for volunteers for commentary and for tracking to get that match on the air. We don't like leaving matches off air, so if anyone is available for commentary or tracking, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would head into the Discord and sign up for that one. Just want to give a big thank you to our... Okay, come on, bot. Big thank you to our trackers, Norinato and J-Ragan Gamer. Huge thank you to Nightcrawler for hopping in on comms for this race. And
No problem.
obviously our two runners, traiLZ and Victor Santafe. So with that, I think we will call it a night here and hopefully see you back in about an hour and a half for some more Z2 Rando.
Thank you guys. See you.
All right. Have a good night, all.
Take care.